Mostly, we love you very much. Mostly, you want manifestations to improve so that you can have a good feeling response to them. And we got to give it to you. When you're looking at good feeling manifestations, you do feel pretty good. But it's not deliberate creation. It's not the work. That's regurgitating. It doesn't matter how many good things you observe and regurgitate. You have had all kinds of things that you've put in your vortex that you don't claim under those conditions. You claim them under the condition, and this is really the mindset. This is the theory. This is the conceptual that we want you to acknowledge exists before you work your way into it. I have the ability to vibrationally align and practice and become all that life has caused me to desire. And when I do, in the process of becoming it, I'll feel better and better. In the process of doing it, I'll begin to feel energy flow. In the process of becoming it, I will feel the passion that I came to this life to live. And then, and we are not wanting to water this down one little tiny bit, and then manifestation will validate my newfound vibrational alignment. Validate. So we want to talk in terms of the validation of manifestation. We've been saying to you for a long while that there are two ways that you can tell what you're doing vibrationally. One is by the way you feel, and the other is by what's manifesting. Good to know. But we want you to understand that if what's manifesting is tricky or treacherous or uncomfortable, and you don't know what you know about alignment, then you might give in to letting reality train your vibration. That's what a lot of people do. In fact, most people let what is. You've heard us say, if you've been listening to us for a while, that most people offer most of their vibration in response to what they are observing. So we're just wanting to call your attention to this vortex that you can also observe. We just want your desire to observe your vortex to be heightened enough that you begin to do the real creative work, because deliberate creation is achieving alignment with who you really are and then letting manifestation validate where you are. And it's so much fun. When you deliberately shift the way you feel, even though circumstances don't really give you a reason to, but you do it anyway. And why would you do it? Because you're supposed to feel good. Why else would you do it? Because you're supposed to feel good. Why else would you do it? Because you're supposed to feel good. Why else would you do it? Because you're supposed to feel good. Why else would you do it? Because you're supposed to feel good. Why else would you do it? Because you're supposed to feel good. Really the only reason. Well, there is another reason. Because who you really are has already done it, and if you don't do it, you won't feel good. But you're supposed to feel good. 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 You are supposed to feel good no matter what. Now, there are many people that say, that's just stupid. How could anybody feel good under those conditions? And we say, because you're supposed to feel good. You're supposed to feel good because you are the creator of the conditions, you see. And when you get it that you're supposed to feel good and you find alignment and you do feel good, and then you watch manifestation mimic the goodness that you feel, now you have control of manifestations. And isn't that what deliberate creation is? So when we say to you, don't try to control the uncontrollable, what we mean by that is, don't try to manipulate the manifestations. Instead, do the vortex work. And here is the phrase that we want you to remember forever. Let your vortex affect the manifestation. Let the energy that creates worlds create your world, you see. You sort of getting the hang of this? We really enjoy visiting with you and watching you as you are moving through the details of your life experience, because there are so many things that you think about that don't serve you and that don't cause you any real discomfort immediately, because you have, we love you very much, become accustomed to, we love you so much, enduring ridiculous things. You get ornery about things, and because it doesn't kill you in the moment, you let the orneriness persevere. You have principles that you carry around that don't serve you, have never served you, aren't serving you, and will never serve you. But because they're not killing you, you carry them on and you teach them to your children. And then you put them in detention when they don't agree with you about your principles. We love you very much. Become those who endure negative emotion to a certain degree. In other words, you all have your thresholds. You all have your endurance levels, sort of depending upon what you've bumped up against. You are not nearly, we love you very much, as picky as we would like you to be about feeling good all of the time. Because you got to understand, we feel good all the time. Because we want to. And we don't see any reason why not to, since that's the part of the agreement that we are involved in. We hold vibrational maintenance with the furthest request that mankind or you individually have come to. We hold the vision that life has caused you to give birth to. And we hold it so powerfully that there is never a time that you don't have access to it. If you care about the rendezvous more than you do about justifying or rationalizing or being right. Are you following what we're getting at? Now, most of you are in a situation where what you are witnessing is aggravating, annoying. You can put yourself into a state of fear if you try real hard, but mostly you don't. And so you may have heard us say, you don't really do the work because it's not painful enough to you not to. This isn't the basis of teaching that we were wanting to give to you. In other words, it is not our desire that you wait until things are unbearable before you begin doing the work. But the reason that we're talking to you as we are in this way is because we know, we can feel who you are coming from all over the place. There are 63 countries playing with us here today. Nice to feel you all out there. Every state, all 50 states are listening in and participating. Jerry is listening from San Antonio and taking notes and enjoying. And what we are wanting you to realize as we are all playing together in this vibrational environment is that the larger part of you always reigns supreme. And anytime you are reaching for alignment with it, your life will be fuller and better in this moment, in this moment, in this moment, in this moment. And that's really what deliberate creation is. It's keeping up with who you are, or at least making an effort to keep up with who you are. And the more you do that, the more joyful your life will be. And the less freaked out you will be about exploring in the realms of the unwanted, because you came as physical creators and as physical manifestors, deliberately intending to sift through the data to give birth to desires. If you find yourself, and Jerry and Esther have heard themselves saying this a little bit in the last months. Now what? Now what? In other words, now what? What is life going to solicit from us now? Now what? Now what? Because dreams that we've held for a very long time are now manifested. Now what? Now what? Now what? What deeper, richer, more meaningful desires can be born? What desires can hatch to which we can find alignment that will cause a manifestation that will be over the moon thrilling, you see. And that's the thing that we want you to realize is available to you all day, every day. You are expansive, deliberate, genius creators. But we can only apply the deliberate word when and if, when and if, when and if, when. We can only apply the deliberate word when you care how you feel as much as we care how we feel. Occasionally over the years, Esther has said, Abraham, I'm not in a good place. And I now understand that this negative emotion that I'm feeling means that I have caused a vibrational resistance, separation's too strong a word, between where you are and where I am. So if you were any kind of a friend or inner being or angel or God force, if you were half what you are cracked up to be, you would come over here where I am and hold my hand until I feel better. And we say, You're kidding, right? You want us to leave the vortex so that we can help you back in? How could that possibly work? Your only chance of feeling good is to know that we're here and feel for us. That's what your emotions are. Your emotions are your indicator of your success or lack of success, of aligning with who you really are or not. Are you getting this? So you cause the expansion of the source within you, and then the source within you holds steady the vibration, holding bright the light, holding bright the signal, holding bright the feeling, knowing the well-being that you've added and added and added and added so that you can feel your way into alignment, because that's what rings your bells. We have enjoyed this interaction more than words can convey. This has been a delicious unfolding, and one of our favorites ever, in that there has been so much obvious manifestation on the heels of vibrational work of different people who have been in the audience. Haven't you enjoyed that? And don't you love knowing that manifestation is so close on the heels that you could call it instant manifestation? And don't you want to begin observing the manifestations, wanted and unwanted, as you reflect back the vibrational stance that you had going? Don't you think that this understanding is going to put you in the driver's seat of everything that's going to be coming to you from now on? And aren't you eager to offer a vibration, a thought deliberately, and then watch the manifestation that follows? Aren't you eager to let the universe show you how you're doing? And aren't you willing to embrace it, whether it's wanted or unwanted, as you then explore the details of how it felt while you were generating the vibration of it, and how it felt as the manifestation came to show you what you generated? Don't you love knowing that you get to create how you feel, because you get to create the thoughts you think, and that the manifestation will then reflect it back to you in real time? Don't you love knowing? Haven't you sometimes thought that what manifestations are down the road relationships, or down the road businesses, or down the road success, or down the road empires, or down the road improved bodily conditions? In other words, I want to lose 40 pounds. Well, hopefully that's going to be down the road. Because if you lose it today, it's going to hurt. So, don't you love knowing that so many of these manifestations seem like these big pinnacle points, and that what manifestation also means is the conversation that I'm going to have when I leave this room. It also means the way people are going to treat me in traffic. It also means what I'm rendezvousing with from my memory. It also means the timing I'm going to have when the phone rings, whether the person that I'm picking up the phone and meeting with is the person that I really want to talk to. In other words, matching vibration, manifesting evidence of what I'm doing vibrationally. It is so delicious to interact with deliberate creation. And it is so delicious to interact on a leading edge discussion with those who have decided to be deliberate creators. It is our pleasure to play with you. And it is our absolute promise to you that what's waiting for you in your vortex is so close to be manifested that it's as soon as today that you will see the evidence of the work that you've done here. Lots of evidence. In other words, watch for it and note it. If we were standing in your physical shoes, the words that we would say several times as you're wrapping up this day: I am the creator of my own reality. I am the conjurer of my own mood. I am the keeper of my own attitude. I am the releaser of my own vibrational butterflies. And law of attraction is the master facilitator to match up those frequencies and to deliver to me manifestational evidence for one purpose and one purpose only: to help me in the deliberateness of my creative endeavor. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain expectantly, joyously, full of anticipation of the wonderful things that you are on the brink of discovering inside the vortex.